guys, it's my lunch break. I don't have so much time, but I've just come here to make a quick video because somebody requested me to make a video about finding a job in Qatar for freshers, that is maybe fresh graduates, people who are fresh from school. I'm actually seated at the kind of roadside, so I hope I'm loud enough and you can hear me, but it's going to be just a very short video. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please remember to do so. And yeah, let's get right into it. To be honest, finding a job if you don't have quite a good amount of experience is not the easiest thing, but it's still also not impossible. It's still possible, but of course there are a few things that you'll have to make sure that are in place for you to better your chances. Somebody who has maybe 2 years, 3 years, at least even 1 year experience is at a better place, stands a better chance to land a good job or to land a job than somebody who has no experience at all. Okay? So when I look back almost 10 years ago, or no, actually, when I look back almost 8 years ago when I first got my first job, that was straight from college. And for us, there is this bank that came to recruit graduates. Actually, we had not even graduated. It was in April. We were to graduate in December. And they came to recruit the leavers, the fourth years, to work in several of their branches across the country, which was a good opportunity. That is what we thought at first. But it turned out that the pay was really little and the job was, sales. We had to find people that wanted to open an account, if you have ever done such a job. So it was not the easiest job, but the point is at least we had a place to start, a place to build, gain some work experience, to gain some work ethics, and also it ended up being something that we could put down on our CV. I only worked in this job for 3 months, but the 3 months experience gave me a better chance now when I started applying into the hospitality industry, which I was qualified in. So a very good point is that after you finish school, don't just sit there and say, okay, I want to come and work in Qatar. Make sure you are gaining some experience, whether you're going to do some volunteer activities at a soup kitchen or whatever. Make sure you're gaining some experience, something that you can put down on your CV, and something that you can get at least a reference from. So yeah, that's my point. That's my advice. If you are a fresh graduate and you are looking for a job, whether it is in Qatar or it's in your country, you can start applying. It doesn't have to stop you, but as you apply and wait for better chances to come up, try doing volunteer activities, even if it is in a children's home. It doesn't have to be something directly related to your profession. Try doing some volunteer activities. Find places where you can volunteer. That will help you to build work experience, okay? And also, if you can get internship, well, it's unpaid work, I know, but the point is you need experience, something that you can put down on your CV. You don't want to present a CV that only shows that, yeah, I have been in school for this number of years, but you have totally no experience. I don't think any employer would want to go for a candidate like you. So make sure you are gaining some experience, whether you are volunteering or whether you are doing internship or whether you are doing even a job that is not related to your profession, okay? There are some people that have come to Qatar as security security guards or janitors, cleaners, not because that is what they are qualified for, but that is the entry-level job that they could have gotten because they don't have much experience in whatever they studied in school. But at least they are gaining experience, and from what I see in many jobs, maybe in Qatar, if you have Gulf experience, you have worked in any country in the Gulf, whether it is Oman, Saudi Arabia, Dubai, that gives you that puts you at an advantage than somebody who has not worked in the Gulf before. So you could have worked in the Gulf as a security guard or as a whatever it is, as a cleaner. But if you have this other experience, maybe you could be an engineer, you could be an IT or whatever technician, an IT specialist, whatever it is. But point is, find ways to gain experience. And another very good point is that even if you're volunteering or you're doing internship, make sure to impress your boss, because this very person will give you a good reference too that will enable you to get more permanent job. So make sure you are doing a very good job. Impress your boss. I remember myself when I first started working in the hospitality industry. I was earning something close to 150 Qatar riyals per month. I was working 3 days a week as a reliever. And I used to, when I used to get my pay at the end of the month, I would ask myself, seriously, am I a house girl, or what kind of salary is this? But I just kept on going. I worked like that, earning this kind of salary for 2.5 months, but I used to be the hardest worker, the manager could already see my potential and everything that I was about, because even when I was asked to do something that was beyond my capabilities, I still used to do. I was very, I had good work ethics, I had good initiatives, and I remember after 2.5 months, I asked the manager, like, okay, when you hired me, you promised that when a permanent position comes up, you will consider me, but I don't see anything happening. And she's like, okay, yeah, I know about that, but it's because the company is still small, we are still growing, and if we get another opportunity, then we will consider you. And I just said okay, and I continued working very hard, showing up early, not getting into any kind of trouble, doing just the best, being the best that I could be. And this thing started bothering this manager, because she just started feeling guilty, like, yeah, this person is not earning, or the person is not in a position that she really deserves. By the end of the month, I got the permanent job and I moved from getting that the peanut salary to now the normal salary that every other person was getting, and I was a receptionist. So sometimes you have to sacrifice, sometimes you have to make those kinds of sacrifices, but make sure you are dedicated, make sure you are being at your best, because that very person that is giving you maybe that volunteer opportunity or even an internship could turn out to be a permanent job for you. Okay, so that is very good advice. Be at your best. And of course, also I spoke about in another video that you need to have a good online presence. Make sure whatever you're putting on social media, Facebook, Instagram, is not speaking against you. People don't think that employers will refer to these kinds of things. And also, of course, a good professional profile, like open a LinkedIn account, upload your CV, make sure it's updated. And when you're applying for jobs, make sure you are putting down what you can do. Don't just put down that, oh, this is what I've studied in school. Whichever amount of experience you have, show the employer according to the job that you are applying for. Show the employer that this is what I can bring into the company, this is the much that I can bring into the company, this is the benefit that and the advantage. I will be an added advantage to the company. Okay, so you need to be really thorough. And of course, also use recruitment agencies, whether it is in your country or whether you're using online recruitment agencies, because places like Naukri, Gulf, and some other sites where you can upload your CV and let employers find you, because not just job seekers go online to use these kinds of services. Also, employers go to fish out for candidates. And if your CV is good, as much as you maybe have only 3 months of experience or blah blah blah, but if you show the employer that this is what they can do, they will just find that, oh, this is the very exact candidate that I'm looking for. Another advice for somebody who is just starting, instead of aiming for these big companies like Deloitte and Touch and all that, you can aim for these smaller startup companies, because especially when all you need is to gain experience, you know, and also earn a living, maybe earn some little money to survive, you know, survival money. Also aim for smaller companies, you know. Don't go sending your CVs to these bigger companies. They will definitely look for people who are more experienced than you. So look for smaller companies, small organizations, maybe even you know, private firms. You stand a much better you know, chance of gaining or getting a job if you're applying to a private firm, if you're somebody with no experience, rather than these bigger organizations that have a very, you know, strict, they have to follow some strict policies and processes during their recruitment. So yeah, that is what I can tell you. Yes, getting a job in Qatar, whether or if you're trying to get a job, whether it's in Qatar or whether it's in your home country or whether it's in another country and you're a fresh graduate, you don't have much experience, just put all these things into place. Make sure you're gaining some experience. You can take some time, yeah, just make sure you're gaining some experience. Don't just sit there and you're sending CVs. Make sure as you're sending your CVs, you don't waste time. Do something with yourself, do something with your life, even if it is self-employment. If you're going to start up something, but make sure you're gaining experience, something tangible that you can put in your CV that the employer can refer to, and that it can show that you're really a person that can do the kind of job that they want you to do. So all the best in your job search. It is not impossible. Everything is possible with dedication, but this is my advice, so good luck. And subscribe to this channel if you haven't, and share, put a comment down below of whatever you think, and I'll see you in the next video. So goodbye.